All right, hello everybody. I'm Rob Schmelke and you're here for professional development today. I know you're all excited. We're going to be learning some about transcendental meditation. Some of you might be like, woo! And others of you are like, seriously, what are we doing? Well, instead of just me explaining it all, I'm going to let the founder of TM, Bob Roth, talk to you a little bit. And you probably already know this lady. This is Ellen, who... she has been using the meditation for a while, and, well, I'll let them talk about it.
It does. It really helps you. I mean, it makes a difference. It just calms you down. So it seems like in the world today, everybody, I mean, we just talked about this on the show the other day. There's a survey that says, like, just about every young adult stresses 6 hours a day at an average. And we're all stressed today with what's going on in the world for various reasons. So it seems like now, more than ever, is a time that people should meditate.
Well, I think we're living in an epidemic of stress, and stress is not just something we just sort of want to sort of muscle through. We can't ignore it. It undermines our immune system. We get sick because of stress, digestion, memory, the ability to sleep. It literally, too much stress over time kills us. And so now more than ever, it's not a luxury. We look for quiet, for stillness.
Quiet? Stillness? Oh, you're all teachers out there, so we know we don't see a whole lot of that, do we? Of course, hopefully it's not always this crazy, but we know that classroom work can be really stressful, and it can be stressful for the teacher, but it can also be really stressful for the students, the school, what they're bringing from home into the school environment. These are all things, these stresses that add up, that get in the way of education.
As you know, is just effortless diving within and access that calm, and it completely transforms the brain and the body.
Yes, it does. Explain some of the things that it does for you.
Well, there's been over the last 40 years, there's been over 400 scientific studies published on the technique that show that it reduces anxiety twice as much as any other sort of relaxation technique, depression, insomnia. It wakes up the brain, it improves memory, focus, creativity for people who have high blood pressure and heart disease. It's more effective.
Probably either sounds like you or your students.
Hypertensive medication. That's not just me talking. That's the American Medical Association publishing research and the government funding research.
All right, let's stop here for a second and see a show of hands. How many of you are hearing this and you're like, oh, I'm excited? Okay, that's good to see you, but I bet there's some of you out there, maybe even more than a few, who are like, seriously, Schmelke, what are you talking about? Meditation? I'm worried about dealing with kids. I'm worried about getting through the day. And I'm looking back there, where's the math department? Some of you are like, give me the numbers. Is there any data, or is this all just touchy-feely stuff? Well, here, let's take a look at what some of the studies have shown us. Now, the type of studies that we're looking at is where they've gone into a school and the students and the teachers have volunteered. They've either wanted to participate and they're going to do some of this program each day, or they don't. The teachers or the students don't have to participate in it. Let's look overall. Overall numbers, the students participating, 87.1% graduation rate. Non-participating students, 66.7%. These were all done in urban public high schools. Okay, so that's definitely increased numbers, but these are the numbers that really got me. The low GPA students who are really low to fair. And we all know these students. We've seen them, and you see them year after year. You're having problems in the classroom, and a lot of those same students are having trouble in the hallway. There's the discipline issue. Maybe I've worked attention before. Sometimes half of the group, you see the same students every week. And did anything change? Did anything get better? Did detention help them? Well, here we're showing with the students that took part in this program, 72.9% went on to graduate. 47.9% did also graduate. But look at it. I mean, goodness, we're getting close to 30% difference there in the numbers. Also, in the studies that I was looking at, non-participating students had some students that went to jail. The students who were participating, no students went to jail in the studies that I looked at. And they also, the non-participating students were 3 times as likely in the low GPA section to just simply drop out of school. Those are some numbers that I think are impressive, but I also want you to be able to hear from some students and even teachers who have participated in this. All right, when I first got out of the military, I went back to school at a place called Southern Connecticut State University, which is up in New Haven, Connecticut. And really the only thing I knew about New Haven, Connecticut at the time was Yale was there. Now, Yale wasn't where I went to school, but it was right down the street, and it's a beautiful campus, gorgeous. But something that shocked me was how around Yale, just as soon as you get outside of those hallowed halls, you're walking into some rough neighborhoods. The locals, we called it there, it's Gun Haven. That's what the locals call it. There's a lot of troubles there. I did my student teaching up there, and I remember one time we had a student, when he was getting on the bus, got shot in the leg from something that was going on across the street, and he lived. And so it really wasn't that big of a deal in our school because he lived. It's a stressful place. What we're going to be taking a look at is a school that's right down the road called New Horizons. It's working with students who have been through traumatic issues, and they're seeing how meditation has helped those students. You're going to hear from some of the teachers, but you're going to hear from the students themselves.
They are living in a war zone. There's no space in their life to relax.
My mom left us in the house alone since I was like 2. She got locked up. It says that I've been living with my grandfather, which he sexually, mentally, and physically abused me. And then it got to the point where I was like 13 years old and I wanted out.
We came here from a domestic violence situation, me, my mother, and my sister.
All that's like on my mind, like 24/7. It just pushes at me. Makes me can't think.
I always thought about if I walk home, like who's gonna start shooting, or you're gonna walk by one of your friends, you're gonna say hi, and he has something on him, and the cop magically just pulls you guys over. You're going with him too.
I would get to that point of anger where I don't remember anything that happened. I would black out until I come back to reality. And I don't know how long I stay in there for.
I didn't think I was going to be able to graduate.
It's almost impossible to learn whenever you are so stressed out. They've given up hope, not only for themselves to learn, but for them to be successful. They come to us traumatized, broken.
And when our kids get broken down, we need to change up some of our remedies.
What we're doing here is bring more resources in to meet the needs of these students.
We incorporated Dr. Rajita Sinha at the Yale Stress Center, and we had her come in and talk to us about the brain and what are the reactions that happen on a stressed brain versus an unstressed brain.
There has to be alternative approaches to open up the pathways to greater learning and comprehension. And one of those was transcendental meditation.
Close your eyes. Here we go.
We found that the meditation practice, research stated, it had the most benefit for actualizing real chemical changes within the brain.
That practice like really calmed me down. That's crazy how just sitting here for like 20 minutes in silence can actually help you out that much.
When I meditate, it just slows all that down. I don't have to think about it anymore.
It helps me get that stress off of my mind.
They look forward to practicing meditation because their lives are filled with such noise.
Now, here's the question I have for all of you that I want you to think about for a second. We're all teachers. As you're watching this, How many of you were going, I know a student just like that. Oh, that reminds me of someone. Oh, that reminds me of a whole lot of people. And then I want you to think of something else. These students that we see in trouble sometimes. I know when I've worked detention and I see half of the same faces all the time, each week. Are we making anything better? Are we improving anything? How could something like this happen? We know they're not going to hire us 100 new counselors for the school, which we could use since a lot of times the counselors have 500, 600, 700 students on their roster. Isn't it time that we try something new? I want to hear from you.